Today on the Philly Talk podcast, we discussed the future of Sam Cassell. Could he possibly leave the Sixers to go to the Western Conference to be a head coach? Also, Keith Pompey has some big things to say about all the players that the Sixers are looking to trade.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking Sixers in the Bird Gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk podcast. And today, we got a lot to talk about. But before we do that, Sixer Nation, help your boy out and hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new. And ding that notification bell so you know when these videos drop or when we go live. Let's start this off with a tweet I did about 11 days ago, right? Sam Cassell is going to be the next Monty Williams or Ime Udoka, a great coach that was on the Sixers staff that never got a chance. Long story short, Sam Cassell needs to be the head coach of the Sixers. I firmly believe it, and it looks like the Utah Jazz believe it too. Shams reported that the Jazz are interviewing Philadelphia 76ers assistant Sam Cassell. Sources tell him, and at T. Jones on the NBA. We all know that Cassell was a part of the 2008 championship Celtics team that was constructed by now Utah Jazz CEO Danny Ainge, and Cassell has been an assistant since 2009. So he's worked his way from player to assistant, and now his name around the NBA is growing, just like Ime Udoka's, right? Just like Monty Williams, guys on the staff that never got a chance. Now listen, I understand that the Sixers are paying Doc Rivers whatever they're paying him, but 2 years of the same thing, constantly saying that he knows more about basketball, then coming back to the point that everybody's making, including the beat writers, the fans. The thing about him is he's past his coaching time. I mean, there's older coaches in the game, but they learn to adjust and change, and Doc Rivers is not trying to do that. He's not trying to do that. Are there other things wrong with the Sixers team? Of course. But we still got a team that, depending on how this offseason goes, we're going to be able to contend. We're always going to be in the running because of Joel Embiid, right? James Harden, although he's washed, who knows what happens with that? I don't even feel like talking about that. Let's just stay with Sam Cassell interviewing for the Jazz, and I hope he don't get it. Man, I want him to be good, but I want him to take over for the Sixers. I've said that ever since I started to doubt Doc Rivers, and I understand us as Philly fans, tend to turn on the coach, especially Sixer fans, but we've had reason to. We've had good teams. Now, I'm not saying this team last year shouldn't have excuses if you're a head coach, right? The Ben Simmons stuff, this, that, and the third, I agree. But I've seen some of the same bonehead play calls, adjustments from year one to year two. The accountability factor don't work. And some of the simple fundamentals we don't get done, and it's because how he treats his veterans, how he doesn't practice, how he does this, that, and the third. I don't think it's going to work in today's game. It just don't work. No more. Sam Cassell cannot leave, because I cannot be saying another tweet like this a couple years later. And again, this was on June 4th, 2022. So 10, 11 days ago. What's today, the 15th? Yeah, 11 days ago. Follow your boy on Twitter. It's in the corner, or you can just see it right there. Maybe not. At Philly_Mike25. We chop it up, Sixers, Eagles, and a bunch of stuff. Now, let's get to this, because this was in the Philadelphia Inquirer. Now, this is the pretty funny picture of it, but we're going to get into it. The Sixers are gauging trade interest in these players and the number 23rd pick. The number 23 overall pick, our first-round pick. We're thinking about trading that. Shake is on the table. Thibel's on the table. Korkmaz is on the table. Tobias Harris is on the table. And Danny Green is on the table. All these guys should be on the table. This article is written like people should be surprised. I mean, everybody's tradable in here, including Tobias Harris, because of his contract and how it makes everything so much harder, right? Harrison Barnes, the guys who fit the role of Tobias Harris are making a role player salary. I'm not mad at Tobias for signing at the dotted line. I'm mad at the organization for investing that much capital in him. If he's getting paid as a role player, we could have another addition, another role player as good or maybe a little better than Tobias. That changed the dynamics. We have a sixth man coming off the bench, not one of these guys here. Niang is our best guy off the bench. That's unacceptable. Now, before we get into more what the article says, let's hear a word from our sponsor, which is Manscaped. They got a bunch of stuff, and I'm always down with the Lawnmower 4.0 and just getting stuff one by one. But check out this bundle. It's the best hygiene bundle thus far. We ain't always going to play this video, but while they got this bundle out, I want you to see. Check it out. The Platinum Package 4.0, Manscaped's best and biggest bundle yet when it comes to your hygiene. It's your one-stop shop. They got everything that includes the Lawnmower 4.0. They got the Weed Whacker. They got Crop Preserver. They got Crop Reviver. They got the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, body wash, and last but not least, deodorant. And plus, you get the free gifts, the boxers, the luxury travel bag. They got it all here at Manscaped. Do me a favor and go check it out, the Platinum Package 4.0. And when you get to checkout, use promo code PhillyMike for 20% off and free shipping. You definitely check all that out. Like I said, you can get the 1s and 2s of certain things. Use promo code PhillyMike. You get free shipping, 20% off. But check it out. A lot of good stuff. I'm telling you. Now, back to this. I just don't know. I don't know who is going to look at these guys. Shake Milton. Thibault, right? Thibault has gauged interest across the league, right? Bulls have come out already in this short offseason and said something. Danny Green has been talked about with the 23rd overall pick to try to get something done. Maybe a team that wants a young player with the 23rd pick and is going to take Danny Green's contract as a buyout type thing to keep the money right. Tobias Harris is the one that should be raising eyes because no matter what we say about him, he's played very well down the stretch of the season. He has. He's just not playing up to that contract. And because that contract is hurting us so bad, we have to get it off the books and eventually make space for what we're going to do with this team in the contending years of one Joel Embiid. Shake Milton always looked promising, and last year he couldn't show nothing because he was injured on and off. He shouldn't even played that much last year. So between Shake, maybe Thibault, and Harris, you might have some trade capital there. You get the 23rd overall pick. Danny Green can be used as a dump off because he's old and he's probably not going to play next year. I don't know how the league sees Furcon, but if you end up making a trade with an OK City Thunder type team, some of the teams that want the draft pick and will take a player like Furcon because he's lovable by the fans, the Turkish Tatum, the Turkish Trigger, he gets hot once in a while, but his contract is friendly. It's a guy that you can have on your roster who's young, who's controllable, and he's only a couple years. You can control what you do with him, then you can always mortgage him off, right? Tobias Harris' contract ain't controllable. I don't really know what Thibault and Shake's contract is probably controllable too. I don't know. But at the end of the day, the Sixers understand where they are. And they're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the first pick for the Sixers, 23 overall, is all available. Hey, what you want? Hey, what you want? We are gauging as much interest as possible, and we got to figure it out. Now, again, Daryl Morey loves to go star hunting. Flipping the pages, Bradley Beal, you still available? Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine did he just not sign the deal? I could have sworn I saw something. I don't know. With that being said, Daryl Morey's always been a star hunter. That's why he didn't get the Tyrese Halliburton deal or the Pacers deal. He went right for Harden. He's a Harden lover, and he still believes that he's going to be great. I had to pause because I'm still hoping that Harden somehow takes somewhat of a pay cut. He sees the team and understands what we need to do. He sees that Tobias put in work, but he's getting kicked off the team because we need to expand this roster and make it better and deeper. So maybe seeing Tobias being a casualty because of his contract, Harden takes a lesser contract. We end up moving Tobias, and we can fill these roles with quality players, quality guys. Look, we've seen the Andrew Wiggins and the guys who are C pluses, C minus, but get into the right system with a passer maybe like James Harden and a guy who draws double teams like Joel Embiid, and then become a different player, right? Niang, before he forgot how to play basketball, was fitting on his team well. The Jazz had him as their 13th man. When he was with the Jazz, he was their 13th, 11th man. He barely got playing time. Sixers, he's the 6th man? Really? And he played it okay throughout the season, but the longevity of an NBA season was just too much on the non-athletic body that he has. It is what it is. We have to be better. Look at the playoffs. Look at the contributions that the Heat, the Celtics, the Warriors, they get off the bench, and they also get off with their role players. Wiggins, before this season, right? Before this all-star appearance, starter for Wiggins, you could have classified Wiggins and Harris maybe close to the same. Wiggins definitely rose to the occasion all through this season. He's better now. But that's crazy. He was getting paid less than Harris. The money and the play got to match up. That's why you can't pay Harden that much money. And you just got to get ball players to play alongside of an MVP in my eyes, in Joel Embiid. With all that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Again, you can read that article. I'll try to put the article in the description. But this is the Sixer Nation Twitter page that has a lot of thousands of followers. Instead of having the whole article out, they quoted up. You can see down here it says Keith Pompey. But they made it all pretty and gave you more of a visual. But I still hate seeing Doc Rivers' face here like, well, you ain't playing chess. You play checkers, Doc. You're predictable. You don't know how to play chess. Leave your thoughts in the comment section, Sixer Nation. I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. Until next time, we out. Peace.